Hello everyone, it's Simon from Higher Plane Games. Hope you are well. Today we're taking a look at Kinacoustic, which is a new science music tool. It's very difficult to describe this game, and I was very intrigued when it came out. It basically is a music creation tool, but entirely revolves around kinetic science and the bouncing of a drop, essentially, between musical blocks or musical lines or bounce pads, depending on how gamed or musicked or scienced you are. But what the game doesn't do is give you damn helping hand beyond the tutorial. It doesn't really explain itself very well. All it does is give you a completely blank canvas. And for a lot of people, I can imagine, and for myself included, I found that actually really difficult to get to grips with. And so I don't have anything of myself to show for this at the moment, because I'm very much at the very beginning stages of playing this game and understanding its full powers. But what I thought I'd do is I'd dive into the tutorial and just show you like the basic premise of this to see whether or not it float your boat. So this is the main tutorial stuff. You've got, as usual, a little black canvas here, some play buttons down on the bottom right. All of your tools for creating music is up in the top left, and this little tutorial guide's over here. So welcome, I'm a Sustain Guide to the tutorial. Let's move through the arrows. So, in order to create music, you have to have two things. The first thing is what's called a drop emitter, and you do this on this second menu down here. And you can see which one you've got because it's underlined. So I should do that. And I shall just drop it under the tiles. And when you do that, you can see like some faint lines have come out underneath. And so basically what we're going to do is dive into here. And we're just going to drag and match up the lines. A little bit, and I know that there's one down there, so I'm just going to zoom out. They kind of need to be nigh on exact. I just need to get it all in line. So once you've finished copying the ghost lines, we'll press that. Then each of the drop emitters essentially has some times and how many drops you want to drop out of it. So we want this to start at the very beginning of the song. We don't have an interval time because we're only going to have one drop. And so we're going to change the drops to 1. And we'll press enter there. And what I'll do is if I hit play... Oh, okay. Right, so I've done... So one of those is slightly wrong. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to rebadge that slightly so it bounces out of the way. Let's do that again. Oh. What have I done wrong? I've not quite got it lined up right. There you go. There we go. Can you hear the start of Twinkle Twinkle Little Star? And this is what this game essentially is trying to create. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. There we go. So once the variables are set, we can do that. So now we've kind of done that with that drop emitter. So what we're now going to do is go in and drop another one in. As you can see, it's come up with some more lines for me to play with. So we'll go to the note bar and we'll get out the A's. Line that up. One there. Hopefully do it. Ooh. Maybe just move that about a bit. And you can zoom in so that you can make sure that you get stuff like really nice and proper. So this again, that one's slightly out of line. But we're done. And then we don't necessarily want this ball to come out at the right time. We want this to finish exactly after the last one's just ended. So it's just telling me to go for a start time of 1.4, and we only want one drop. The interval time is this time between drops. Because we've only got one going on, it doesn't really matter. So if I restart that now, see? It's so cute! So, what you can also then do is dive into a sustain button. And what it's asking me to do is just to place a sustain button over there. And what that will do is essentially hold down the note that you're about to hit for the time that you need it to. And you do that by essentially dragging up. Until you've got it where you want it. So that will now hold that for a second. So if I redo this, see? And that's essentially all the tutorial that things get you to start with. And then you're left to try and work out how things go. So if you don't necessarily have a musical background, this is where you are dropped in, and that is the main issue I think with Kinacoustic, is that you may be interested in being able to deal with music versus science, and creating something that reminds me very much of. Do you remember those old Honda adverts where everything used to like hit round on like a Goonies like contraption? That's kind of how things work in this game. You do have, excuse me, a little chart down the bottom here that can kind of help you get colours and codes for a couple of octaves, which is handy to have. But essentially, you are left to going through the notes themselves. You've got your majors, minors and flats up on the top there. Sustains are there. Everything else is just to kind of move around bits and bobs. But you're very much left down to trial and error of trying to make something look really, really good. And because there is nothing to help you, and there's no like guide templates of anything whatsoever, it is literally down to you. So if I, just to prove this, if I go in and try and do a new song, we are just presented with a complete blank canvas, and you are left to go off and away. So if I dive in and I drop a little emitter in there, let's do 3. So I could try and do a that. And you can see that the octave changes. So if I done a 3, 4 and a 5, say, let's do another one, and let's try and do it the same. Or another one there, we'll do another one there. 3, nope, get rid. So let's try and do a nice chord. It's going to go horribly wrong. You all know this. So if I go G. So I'm doing it purposefully at different octaves just to see kind of how it will work. And obviously if you're going for really low or really high stuff, you're going to have to be very spot on. Yay! It's a song. But then if you want to like go into there, you could put some stuff in at the bottom. And you could really try and make it as Honda-ish as you like. So yeah, that is Kinacoustic. Stop. And you just need to, with trial and error, work out to get something beautiful. They've just recently added in Steam Workshop onto this, so you'll be able to download other people's work. And I've also something on here called Sound Packs. in the level settings, but there isn't anything to select at the moment. So what I'm assuming is that people can put in their own sound packs, because I've seen that someone's uploaded something that makes it sound like an 8-bit like chiptune type thing. So it looks like this is quite heavily customizable. I've not gone that far into it, but I just find it a really interesting yet quite daunting piece of software. So yeah, check back with me in about a year and we'll see what I've got up to, because I'm actually quite keen to try and do something with this, but fuck knows what. Anyway, thanks for watching. If this piques your interest, take a look at it. It's about $6.99, I think it is, on Steam regular price. Although it's only been out for 8 weeks and they've already done 2 times 20% off, which is when I got it. So yeah, everyone take care. Please do like, comment, subscribe. If this is your kind of thing, I'd be really interested to know. Take care all. Bye.